Okay guys, so today I'm going to work on or talk about low line attacks, right? And kind of more in the concept of self-defense, you know, outside of the dojo, outside of the kickboxing format. And I also, like today, you know, I like to train as much as possible, changing up my environment, changing up what I'm wearing, you know, especially again if you know, personal protection is a big part of why you train martial arts. It's good to get yourself as close to, you know, what you might be wearing or doing in your training. So yeah, I'm still in my dojo here, but it's good to go outside sometimes if you got any kind of target you can hit, any kind of, you know, environment that can kind of simulate a little bit more like being out. I don't like saying on the street because it's not always on the street, but you know, outside of the dojo, if you will. So in terms of kicking, I'm a big fan of using different types of kicks, but less committed kicks. You know, again, it's very specific to what we call structure, momentum, pressure in terms of when it's appropriate to throw kicks. If I'm in a position where I'm backing up and I'm trying to get my footing, it might not be the best time to pick another foot up and try to utilize that kick, especially if I'm on the retreat. What I would rather do is get to a position in a structure where I can then utilize whatever type of low-line attack I'm looking to use. We look at this as two different styles. And now I've got my shoes on because there are kicks, especially from what we get from Sabat, utilizing the shoe. And what's great about that is that we don't necessarily need the same kind of power as if we're, say, doing like MMA and Muay Thai, kickboxing, where we're really trying to do a lot of damage to that leg and to the body. But if I can just pinpoint kneecap, right, groin, but especially the kneecap, the shin, that might not end the fight, but it'll cause enough distraction, enough damage for me to either continue on or to get out of there. So what I'm looking at specifically is very low line attacks, the groin the highest, right? But even going for the knees, going for the feet, and then maybe a big round kick to the leg or something like that. To really take them out to the knee, right? It's super combative. So, so in this instance, right, what I'm going to operate from is just a basic fence position. And again, I recommend everything that you do new slowly, right, or when you warm up. So I just want to get my mechanics very simple. All I'm doing, as you can see, is just a quick lift and a quick toe strike. What I would envision being the kneecap area, right? I could go maybe a little higher to the groin, right? I could go straight up. With the round bag, with this type of bag, I don't really get to work a straight, what we call jig tack in JKD, a straight up and down kick. But I can at least practice that level. So from my fence position, now again, it's very specific to what the environment is, right? If it's wet out, it might not even be a good time to throw any type of kicks. But if I have a good grounding and if I have a good situation where then I can then be strong in my base. If I'm falling back, it might not be a good time to do that. I might want to get my position first, maybe even get a little forward momentum on them, maybe push them back a little bit, right? And then I can just utilize that quick low line kick, right? So even if I can't get the kneecap, I might get a quick distraction, a quick little pain response, and then I could go with my hands. And again, I'm just specifically using my palm strikes and my slaps, right, as the concept. So I'm in my fence position, kneecap, and then I can come in with bigger tools, right? So again, I recommend start everything kind of slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, right? So here, basic kick, right? Basic kneecap, stab with the toe. Then I want to practice everything in the right knee. Just get comfortable with that. Non-telegraph. So from this position here, just quick. I'm not doing any added shuffle or anything like that. If I can just kind of stab and then go with my hands, right? So here, it's nice and easy. Right? Now the other thing I'm thinking about is focused on is getting my foot down fast. So right here, I want to be getting my stance right away. As soon as I hit, I want my foot down. So I want to emphasize the efficiency, the direct line from hit to stance again, right? Because again, it can be risky business picking your feet up at all. But if I'm going to do it, I want to make sure my foot gets down quick. Maybe quick toe. Sometimes we use that rear foot, right? So from here, Okay, so I'm doing this little motion. Sometimes it goes upward, okay, sometimes it goes downward, right? We call it an oblique kick. I can use it to strike on a downward trajectory like that, like scrape down the shin, or I can also lift it up, again, targeting that kneecap, right? So practicing both sides, right, and both movements, upward and downward, like this. Okay, then the last one we'll do for today anyways, is just, then we're gonna throw in the big bomber, right? The big, round shin kick, turning my leg and do it like a bat or a stick, big giant two-handed stick. But that requires more mechanics now, and that's more commitment. So again, you have to be very aware of your environment, okay? But again, I'm only going for the leg here, the knee area, thigh at the highest. I'm not necessarily looking at the body, okay? So I might be here, I might be able to stab, then I can step out and then get that big round kick. Okay, again, I want to be in the habit of recovering quickly, right? So maybe I stab the kneecap, and then I want my hands up right away. So I have to open up that hip, right? I'm pivoting, dropping that leg down. So again, everything needs to be done slow, get the perfect mechanics. See my hands, I keep my hands up in the high line area as well, okay? So I don't want to drop and then risk getting popped, okay? Again, when we're thinking about this is kickboxing obviously, or comes from kickboxing, but we're looking at it in terms of more personal protection, self-defense, street fight type thing where it's not about scoring, right? It's about, if it's true self-defense, it's about getting safe. It's about getting out of there or needing to end the fight, depending on the level of physical response we're dealing with. But so that being said, what I'm thinking about is less getting in this habit of and then getting kind of back into, like, say, sort of a sparring type position. It's more about getting back into a position where I can just keep going forward, or I see them drop, and if I'm able to, I get out of there. Again, it always depends on the scenario, and there's too many to cover necessarily. You have to decide what what level of response you need to get. But if I'm here with my fence, right, I stab the kneecap, and then right away, I got my hands back up again. So I want to be quick, I want to be direct, right, here, kneecap, or thigh, or inside leg, depending on what kind of stance they're in, right? Because sometimes I want to practice more of a low cutting kick through the calf, through the ankle, just to get them off balance, get them off base. All right, so again, like, this is very much kind of considering the front leg, if you will, or thinking about some kicks as sort of like flicks, and then some kicks as the big hammer, the big cross, the big elbow, whatever. So if I'm here and just tap, tap, and then back right away, and then get my stance. So from my fence, quick kneecap, and then quick round kick. Okay? Or, so here, one more time, what I'm trying to say is, and from my right lead as well. Quick step. Okay, so it's a little less, for me, efficient on the right lead. I like the right leg and the left kick, but getting back to my stance needs a little more work, right? Tap, tap, step. So while you have the time to practice, take the time to reset every time so that you're training a good habit here, and then you're not falling back out into a bad stance or whatever. So there's some ideas, guys, for your low line attacks. I'm doing, again, from a fence position here, or whatever. I might be like this. Boom, quick shot, right? Quick, side kick it. Okay, we can go over those another time. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy that. We'll see you in the next video.